All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the animal kingdom's most powerful jaws. We're breaking down raw, calculated data to answer a question that's fascinated scientists and nature lovers for literally decades: who bites hardest? Seriously, get ready, because the sheer scale of evolutionary power we're about to cover is absolutely staggering.
So, let's jump right into this ultimate mystery. When you try to picture a truly devastating bite, your mind probably goes straight to the famous apex predators, right? You might be thinking it's definitely the great white shark or maybe some massive crocodile lurking in a swamp. But the actual answer to what holds the #1 spot is going to completely blow your mind.
We are ranking these incredible creatures all the way from the weakest to the absolute strongest. From tiny, razor-toothed piranhas to massive land predators and absolute marine titans, we are mapping out the ultimate heavyweight bite challenge. And trust me on this, as we move up this list, the numbers climb to heights that are just insane.
Kicking off our countdown at the bottom, we have the alligator snapping turtle. It comes in at a very respectable 225 newtons. Now, sure, that might sound kind of weak compared to the absolute giants we're going to see later, but for a turtle, that crunch is nothing to mess with. Right on its heels is the black piranha at about 320 newtons. What's wild here is the crazy size-to-power ratio. It's a tiny fish, but it has a massive attitude and a bite that punches way above its weight class.
Moving on up, we breeze past the surprisingly powerful red fox at roughly 774 newtons. But then, we hit this super fascinating cluster. The orangutan comes in at around 1,031 newtons, and your average domestic dog reaches about 1,101 newtons. But wait for it, here's the massive surprise. According to the hard data, a human can produce around 1,200 newtons of bite force.
I mean, how interesting is that reality check? It completely flips our expectations. Despite how we usually view ourselves, as physically weaker than most wild animals, mathematically speaking, we are walking around with a more powerful bite than your pet dog or even a wild orangutan. It kind of changes how you think about our own biology, doesn't it?
All right, let's keep climbing the ranks into the dangerous midweights. We step up to the cougar, leaping in at 1,311 newtons. Next is our close relative, the chimpanzee, hitting approximately 1,511 newtons. And then we've got the massive, muscle-bound gorilla, pushing us well over the 1,700 mark, coming in at about 1,723 newtons. They actually use that incredible jaw strength to chew through really tough bark, dense roots, and fibrous plants all day long.
But then we run into this guy. Do not let the cute, cuddly exterior fool you for a second. The giant panda packs a surprisingly devastating crunch at around 1,800 newtons. Yeah, it actually beats out the mighty silverback gorilla. When your entire diet is just crushing thick, fibrous stalks of bamboo for hours on end, you naturally develop some seriously heavy-duty jaw mechanics behind that adorable face.
Okay, things are getting genuinely dangerous now as we officially cross the 2,000 Newton threshold. The apex predators have entered the chat. The gray wolf bites down with approximately 2,426 newtons of force, and right next to it, the brown bear climbs even higher, boasting a really intimidating 3,176 newtons. We are well into true bone-crushing territory now.
Entering the heavyweights, the numbers just absolutely explode. The big cats and savanna scavengers are here. The tiger strikes with about 4,172 newtons, perfectly evolved to swiftly sever the spinal cords of large prey. Then the spotted hyena, famous for effortlessly cracking open thick bones just to get to the marrow inside, hits 4,500 newtons. And just barely edging it out is the king of the jungle itself, the lion, at around 4,567 newtons.
At 4,567 newtons, the lion's bite is literally a terrifying force of nature. It's perfectly designed to splinter bone, suffocate, and take down massive prey across the African savanna. But, incredibly, despite how fearsome a lion is, we aren't anywhere near the top of the list yet. We literally haven't even cracked the top 5.
Let's leave the land for a bit and head for the water. The highly aggressive bull shark ramps the scale up to about 5,914 newtons. But then, check out the hippopotamus. Hippos often look so slow, lazy, and harmless lounging in the river, right? Well, they absolutely are not. A hippo shatters expectations with a whopping 8,000 newtons of bite force, which they mostly use to defend their territory from rivals and predators. Seriously? Never underestimate a hippo.
All right, take a deep breath, everybody. We are now officially entering the realm of the undisputed aquatic and reptilian titans. We are crossing over into the 5-digit Newton range.
The animals from this point forward possess a level of jaw strength that's actually kind of hard to wrap your head around.
Taking our number 5 spot is the American alligator. This prehistoric survivor clamps down with an absolutely massive 13,172 newtons of force. I mean, think about that mathematical leap from the 8,000 newtons of the hippo. When those reptilian jaws snap shut, they stay shut, locking their prey in this inescapable, vice-like grip.
Building on that reptilian dominance, the saltwater crocodile snags number 4, reaching an awe-inspiring 16,414 newtons. That gives it one of the most powerful bites among all living animals on the planet today. They are the ultimate apex predators, and honestly, that insane bite force is a huge reason why they've survived basically unchanged for millions of years.
Coming in at number 3 is the ultimate movie monster, the great white shark. It hits a jaw-dropping 18,216 newtons. Just try to imagine the sheer devastating force of thousands of kilograms pressing down on you, combined with rows and rows of serrated, razor-sharp teeth. It is entirely terrifying and just an absolute marvel of marine engineering.
So with the great white seemingly maxing out the logical scale of biological power, it leaves us with one massive, lingering question before we reveal the ultimate champion. Who, or what, could possibly beat a great white shark? We've watched these numbers steadily climb, but what comes next honestly defies all expectations.
84,516 newtons. Just let that number sink in for a second. Our number 1 spot doesn't just beat the great white shark, it completely obliterates the entire scale. We're jumping from 18,000 all the way to over 84,000. It isn't just a step up, it is an entirely different universe of power.
According to the data, the undisputed champion of the animal kingdom is the orca. Nobody else even comes close. The orca takes the number 1 spot by an absolutely massive, undisputed margin. These incredibly intelligent marine mammals sit firmly on the absolute throne of bite force. And you know, they need every single bit of that power to hunt everything from dense, muscular seals to other massive whales out in the open ocean.
But hold on, here is the crazy biological twist that you really need to take away from this explainer today. While it is incredibly fun to rank these animals by the sheer mathematical power of their jaws, bite force isn't everything. Actually, it's just one piece of a much, much larger evolutionary puzzle.
Because ultimately, raw Newton power is only a fraction of the story when it comes to an animal's actual danger level. You can have all the force in the world, but how you deliver it and the biological tools you're using to apply it, well, that dictates everything out in the wild. Whether it's a cute panda crushing some bamboo, a domestic dog playing tug-of-war, or a terrifying shark hunting in the deep, you've got to look at the whole picture. The shape and sharpness of the teeth, the mechanical structure of the jaw, the animal's total size, its specific hunting technique, and exactly where it delivers that bite. It all combines to make these animals successful. It brings all these fun, crazy statistics right back to genuine, complex biological science. From the tiny, super-aggressive snapping turtle all the way up to the god-tier orca, the sheer scale of evolutionary power we've covered today is truly staggering. Nature has basically found countless ways to build the perfect trap, and mapping it out in newtons gives us this amazing little glimpse into that brilliance. So, looking back over it all, which animal's jaw strength surprised you the most? For me, I still cannot get over the fact that humans outbite dogs. So, I want to leave you with one final thrilling thought. Based on the unbelievable numbers we just explored together, the teeth, the tactics, and the raw sheer power, if you had to survive against just one animal on this list, which one would you choose? Think carefully about that and keep your curiosity sharp.